It's Mark Husson's Astrology Hour. Time for you to expect something wonderful.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Mark Husson. This is Mark Husson's Astrology Hour coming to you live at about 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. on the East Coast. How are you doing? I think we got the stream going and just got to listen to lovely Erica's show. Happy birthday, Erica! It's easy to remember Erica's birthday for me, but not only because she's memorable and a lovely person and so happy to know her. She's the day before John's birthday. So that's one person I'd never forget her birthday because it's that memorable for me, honestly. And Erica, I hope it's a great day for you. It's a gorgeous full moon day. I love that we have that happening. And thank you for being here. And thanks for a great show and doing your show on your birthday. Welcome to the room. Hi, Diana and Arlene, and happy healthy life 10. Thank you. Hi, Becky. Hi, good. Thank you. Yeah, the yard is looking good. It is like I should have it up there while I'm talking still. Yeah, it's autumn though. There's no sunlight. There's no sun out there at all. But that blaze maple there, that big red little burst of beauty is that tree has a whole story to it. We'll talk about it sometime. Thank you so much for being here, Truly, and Renee, and Hippie Kitchen Witch. Thank you. I think that's Audra. I'm learning this one. Thank you, Erica. Hugs back from John, and thanks so much for the well wishes. I hope this is an insanely brilliant year for you. I know you've been doing a lot. And Terry Campbell's in the house with hearts and love. Thank you so much, you guys. So it is a total. I want to remember the yard because soon that's all going to be gone. But we get a few weeks left to let some of the sagebrush behind the red maple is sagebrush. Now we had another maple, which you see in the more toward me behind the mobile that's out there, and it has yellow on it. That tree just said, "I'm out," but it's a different kind of maple, but nothing like that red maple. And so happy to get it here. But we were told it was dying, and I asked the guy to please take it out, and John went down up close and looked at it and said, "I'd really rather it not go." And he brought it back to life. This tree is like, it was a Charlie Brown tree, right? And then all of a sudden, with John's love, and John has that kind of gift. He has a sort of gift of loving little things, and some big things, back to health and life. And so anyway, that's the story of that tree, and it's nice to share it with you guys. I hope you're doing well. Happy full moon. I'm going to bring my face on squint. Here it comes. Thank you. I know it's really nice, Serena. Thank you so much. And thanks, Serena, for all you're doing. Serena is a producer for most of the shows at 12 Radio. And at the same time, a new mom and one of the youngest members of the 12 Listen gang. And just extraordinarily lucky to have the people around me. Erica's one. I mean, you know, I have, when I take my walks and I think about the things to be grateful for, whew, Lord, the list is long. And so I do that thing that I'll never get his name, but that doctor that was on Netflix once, he said, go to grab your gratitude. But before you name each individual thing, before you get to the point of naming each individual thing, hold that space, that attempt to go grab the gratitude. Stop right there, and let it build. Like, hold that space. And I do that in the mornings because there's a part of me, oh my God, so prone with my Jupiter and Virgo and a Scorpio, all that Scorpio I have, to think about all the things that are off, all the fissures, all the cracks, all the worry, all the stuff. And I do that. I review the day, review them, make sure my information is correct. And when I do that now, when I take a minute and go reach toward the gratitude, it kind of changes. It sort of opens up. Now, we went on our walk this morning. I went in the dark on purpose because I wanted to enjoy the full moon. It was completely overcast. It was like this. So it was really dark and it was really magical because there was no stars. There was nothing. It was just me and the boys walking and me thinking, um, the parts of me that are so grateful for having walked this path. And so much of my life is like that. And I think the Aries moon, I want to talk to you about this Aries moon. I want to talk to you about a couple of big things that are going on in the sky. But a lot of that energy is here. That's what this energy is about. It's about that burst of force, that life force that Aries can bring. Because the full moon is in Aries. We're going to take a look at it together. I want to make sure I welcome everyone in the room. Gypsy Cavern, thank you. It does look peaceful. It is peaceful. So we just had the black squirrel ran across the fence today. I mean, when I moved out here, I was like, I'm scared. I don't want to be out here. I don't know these people. I don't know. Yikes. I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad my fears didn't run the show. Quelly, thank you so much. Thank you, honey. You're so thoughtful. Hi, Lori. Welcome. Good morning. Saw a t-shirt in my defense. It was a full moon and I was left unsupervised. It was a full moon and I was left unsupervised. Oh, that's so brilliant. I love that. I wrote the t-shirt company and said, hey, if y'all want to send me, sponsor me a little bit, because I'm going broke buying t-shirts. And I'm like, I'm just going to start recycling now. So you guys, if you missed one, you're about to see it again. Esther's in the house. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you made it. Gypsy Cavern, thank you. Happy birthday to John. Absolutely. Hi, Deborah. Thanks for coming. Mage on the move. Good morning. Thank you all. And let's talk a little bit about, I'm learning so much. And I think one of the things I'm grateful for is a certain kind of unstoppable curiosity. I just can't stop asking questions. I'm grateful for that part of me. I know not everybody likes that, and it's annoying sometimes. Yesterday we had a friend over and it was just like, well, let me ask you this and let me ask you this. And I realized the part of me that wants to know like what my counter to it is or what the thoughts would be. And it's very helpful. So I want to always keep learning. And sometimes I take moments where I haven't brought anything new in, but I've been studying a couple of psychologists and their versions of astrology. And I have some things to talk to you about this upcoming full moon, which is happening. The full moon is at 11. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get the right little, my papers that John always fills out for me this is what it looks like. That's not my handwriting. I can't wait to show you my handwriting. Let me see if I have my handwriting somewhere. So if you ever wonder, like, did Mark write that? All you got to do is do the handwriting test. Let me see if it's here. Yeah, a little bit. That's me. That's the difference. Okay. This or this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. And that's neat for me. I can't even believe I wrote that. Okay, so the moon is going to be full at 8:48 tonight Pacific time. So make a note. We have some time. I don't know to do what, but we have time. And Mercury is changing signs too. So we're going to get into that too today. All that's happening today. So crazy energy to adjust to. Let's run over to the chart real quick together. And as you can see that I took out everything. There's our wheel. I love this part. And I'm going to, and I have the little display box here, and I'm going to bring it so that we're going to put the moon and the sun in first. So there's the moon and there's the sun. Now, this will help your eyes. This will help get your eyes in the right place. There's the moon and there's the sun. You can see they're at 14 Libra, 14 Aries, 08 minutes. They're exactly opposite, okay? I'll fill in everything in a second, but that is the moment of the full moon, okay? 8:48 p.m. it says here. I think that's what we had, 8:48, yeah. So at that moment, the sun and the moon are going to be opposite. And let me see something here too. I think I have a way. Let me see if I set this up in a way that y'all can see it. So you're here, I'm here, and we have this in the middle. That's perfect. It's a little skewed, isn't it? But that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. So I can bring this in. You all can see it. That's perfect. Okay. So we have, and I hope the chat room will work. If that doesn't work, I'll just go back to the big screen. Now, at 14 degrees of Aries, the moon and the sun and the earth all aligned in such a way that we get to look at the fat of the moon. It's a gigantic moon, the fullest moment of light. And that for us is like a culminating point of the past 2 weeks of the new moon of the past 2 weeks. Okay. So we're in this moment where we're getting imbued with this first day of spring energy. Okay. Because spring is Aries. And so I don't know how your weekend was, if it was nostalgic, if it was people from your past, or if it was emotional, or if it was filled with music or art or movies. I don't know. But whatever it was, today is very different. Okay, it might feel like this is popping things up a little bit. Now, if you look at the 14-degree thing and you look it up in Rutgers' book, this is, you look up 15 degrees of Aries when you're going to read it in a Sabian symbol. You know, we talked about that before. I'm not going to, it's like where he channeled every degree of the zodiac. And when you go look it up in the book, and the book is called Astrological Mandala, the Astrological Mandala. If you look up 15 degrees of Aries, what you see is a story of a ceremonial blanket being woven. And he goes on to explain that this moon is about our weaving of the ceremonial blanket. In other words, coming to consciousness, how we're going to wake up, how we're going to weave our magic into our life. This is an inspirational full moon. This is about looking at what we want. Now, I hear a lot of people weaving fear, and I get it. I hear a lot of people using their imagination to weave fear, to weave all the negative aspects, terror, judgment. And I see some people weaving it to believe in something bigger. I certainly want to do that, but I'm telling you, you have the power to weave something here for your path, and make sure you're weaving hope, because that's our secret weapon. That's our secret sauce. Oh, good. We are getting the chat happening in the room. Thanks for being here, Donna and Pamela. Welcome. I'm glad to see you guys. Thank you so much. Jennifer, thank you. I keep trying to say hello, but iPad not working well. I hear you, girl. Hi, Jennifer. Don't fight it. It's okay. Had a visit from a dear friend that I hadn't seen forever. It was great. Yeah, see, that happens under that Pisces energy as we get toward the full moon. We can get some people from our past. We can get ideas from the past. I was thinking a lot about my childhood and about this story, like, started making sense to me. Like, this story started making sense, my story. In a weird, odd way, it started making sense. Like, oh my God, pieces are fitting together. Like, this is kind of the journey. Now, maybe I'm weaving, maybe my blanket is being woven with some misinformation in it. I don't know, but I'm weaving and it was fun. And so that's sort of the magic here. Now, let's add some elements and components to see what tickles this. Now, wherever that moon lands for you, it is particularly activated in that area of your life. But I wouldn't overly, I don't want to overly make that the important part of this. What makes this important to me is just the fact that it is in Aries. Now, oh, there it is. I lost my grid. Okay, now let's add a couple more planets in there. Keep an eye on the chart. I think what we'll do, let me make sure this is full blown. Come here, you. Boop. There we go. All right. Now, let's throw in the next planet out, which is Mercury. I want to talk to you a little bit about what's happening here. Look at that. 0 degree. Mercury, it's saying at 9:41 a.m., so it hasn't changed yet because this chart is for the full moon, which is tonight. So in about 9:41 a.m., which is 10:41 a.m. Mountain Time, so 9:41 Pacific, and we'll have it. No, that's right. In an hour, Mercury will enter Scorpio. So this is the last degree of Mercury in Libra. Now, when it enters Scorpio, I want to talk about Mercury energy. Mercury is communication, how we view the world. You have a personal Mercury. There's no question, right? How you view the world. What makes you safe? I'm looking at the world through Mercury in Cancer. Am I looking at the world? I'm going to evaluate my world as how safe it is. And trust me, I do that. Oh, the squirrel is running across, but not the black one, or I'd put the video for you. The black squirrel's out here, man. It is so freaking magical. And there's like 1 in a million. I mean, it's like very rare squirrel, and it's out here. And I'll flip to that when we get there. So Mercury in Scorpio now for everybody. What are we doing? We're not just doing treaties and keeping the peace anymore. We're looking below the surface. All of us. I'm not implying anything political here. But now you're going to go look a little deeper. And you're able to look a little deeper because now you want to. You're not as afraid of it. Scorpios are afraid of everything. Much contrary to popular belief, Scorpios are afraid of everything, but they go toward the fear. They don't run from it. And we've talked a lot about that before, where if I hear a sound in my home, I don't know, the dumb ass part of me is running to that sound. What the hell is that? I can't not know. Okay. Or I call John and say, but you go look. So there is this fearlessness coming, but I got to talk to you about this aspect that is a new aspect. I have a little teaching to do with you today. So in order to do that, you guys, I'm going to make the screen big and get just the chart on there so I can voice it to you. But let's take a look at this real quick. I want you to try to understand this concept. And I don't care if you know astrology or don't ever want to. I just want you to try to understand this is something going on because you're going to be at the effect of it. Now, I'm erasing everything off the board, and I'm going to put Uranus, and I want you to look at this. Uranus is at 1 degree of Gemini. So Uranus, and we'll talk about what Uranus is, which is a higher octave of Mercury. It has to do with sort of like the higher octave of information. Like this is like new information. This is like possibly AI. This is like higher minded things that have to do with information and technology and not just our everyday communication, which is Mercury. This is like the higher form of it, technological. Like it looks like a TV antenna, which is exactly what it did when it went into Cancer. TVs became our babysitters. Now, the next planet I want to put up is Neptune. And I want you to look at this. Neptune is at 0 Aries. This is 1 Gemini. And what would you say? They are 1 sign apart. So there's Gemini, Taurus, Aries. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Nothing in Taurus. We have something in Gemini. We have something in Aries, and they're the same degree. That's an important thing to know. That's called a sextile. And I know I'm already way too deep into astrology for most of you, but I just want you to get the energy of it. I promise you, this will be fast. I'm going to throw one more planet out there. And that planet we saw already is Mercury. And if you look at this design closely, you will see Mercury. If you made a line connecting Uranus and Neptune and drew it down to Mercury, you'd have a giant triangle, like an isosceles triangle, like one of those really long on the sides and short on the butt, right? Like that. That'd be a triangle. Or what they call it is a finger of God. If you saw this as a fist and this as the finger, I ain't saying the middle finger, but it's pointing. Okay, it's a point. It's called a yod. It is considered one of the most powerful transits you can have, a yod. And some people are born with them, and I'm going to get into it just a little bit with you. But it's really important that you know this is happening because the higher octave of Uranus is out there in Mercury. Neptune is our dreams, our visions, our things of the past, okay? The hallucinations we have, the way we color the world. It's music, okay? And it is getting along very well with Uranus, but it's like really confused about what it's looking at out here. Now, there are products that will result from this. There's an effect that will result from this moment in time for the next 2 days. Now, so I won't confuse you anymore about this, but I'm asking you that you pay attention to your life, to the world of information around you for the next couple of days, just to see what this Mercury is doing. And it hasn't hit yet. It's coming tonight, like today, 9:41 a.m. So that's in the sky. And you'll hear a lot about yods. You know who loves talking about yods? CA. So if you get a chance tomorrow to listen to CA's show, she might talk about it tomorrow. You could at least ask her if she's ever going to, or she likes to. She does. She might have talked about it last week. I did listen to her show last week, and I think she brought it up. I can't remember exactly, but that's called a Yod, Y-O-D, or the finger of God. And so that's, and then we have that happening with a full moon. So if you guys are feeling some intensity, I'm gonna bring myself back on here because I know if you're scared of what I'm telling you now, my face will scare you more, and then we're all good. Because then it's like, this seems easy to hear. No, I know. Let me self-deprecate for a minute without you. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good. Okay. Okay, here I am. Now, let me see how y'all are doing. Good. You look like you're doing good. So that was just a moment to tell you that's one little piece of what's going on in the sky today. And that energy is what you've been feeling. A lot of you are knowing, you have an intuition about it, but you're not sure. It's that Mercury and Scorpio will tend to uncover what is the problem here. Why is this so scary? Why do I feel so afraid? Some of you are reporting you are just so afraid. You're white knuckling through this whole time period. And a lot of you come here to be unafraid. And I'm so grateful for that because I'm not afraid. I don't think fears works here very well. It's not good, not in my show, but I mean in world. It's like we can live there if we want. There's a million things that you can find to be afraid of. But if you don't give that little pressure relief moment to yourself, to your inner child, to your body, to your nervous system, you can't keep wondering why you keep getting confronted with difficult situations when you keep wanting to believe in difficult situations. I'm not I'm not blaming you. I am saying, though, you have some responsibility. It seems that everyone I talk to has a dread inside. And most of it's about something happening out here. A dread, just a deep level dread. What is that? We talked about projection. We talked about a piece of us that gets thrown out, the shadow. We talked about the idea that your projection makes your perception. And if you're seeing a world of fear, you gotta at least believe a little bit that some of that is coming from you. That there's a place in you that is afraid, it gets projected out here, and now the world looks like a place to be afraid of. If you could just maybe sit with that for a minute. Now, this is the thing I got told 2 weeks ago was a dangerous concept to say because it invalidates the true awful and evils of the world. Whatever. Isn't that also a projection? That there's a part of that person who also thinks they're a dark, evil force in the world. At some point, you either believe in a loving, guiding force that you come from as source, or you don't. At some point, you have to come to terms with what your sensibility is. Like, you believe in perfect order, you believe that something's working in your highest good or not. And if you believe that, for goodness sake, does it make sense that you live in fear and bite your nails till there's nothing left? So, using this full moon opportunity, being the warrior of Aries, being the inspiration of spring, being the fire that allows us to lift ourselves above and connect to the greater, higher wisdom. Wouldn't that be where you want your attention a little bit? Because you're being encouraged with Aries full moon to tap into that fiery. Everything related to fire is spiritual. Everything related to fire is inspired, inspirational. Fire is that belly energy that moves us ahead. You can ignite anything you want, and you can be completely identified with the state of the world is just going to hell, and that you can identify with that all you want. Or you can do what you can to come into a place that realizes you are in this and not of this, and start waking up that little door a little bit each time. So many of us are addicted to the fear. We're addicted to being afraid. We're addicted to thinking there's a boogeyman out here that wants to harm us. We're addicted to it because then we don't have to do anything to justify what we do in our fear, in our response to that fear. We don't have to justify running and hiding. We don't have to justify attacking. We don't have to justify hiding under the bed or grabbing a gun. because the fear is real. It's out here. Aries moon gives you a chance. A lot of people, I was reading like what people were saying, and everyone across the board is like, Aries is about war, and it's about fire, and it's about the ruler is Scorpio. The ruler is Mars. Let me bring Mars up because we got to talk about that too. See, the thing is, you can prove me wrong. That's the beauty of living a life where you control the destiny and you control your outcome. You can prove me wrong. You can also prove me right. But this ruler of this full moon is Mars, and Mars is in Scorpio as well. And it also hit that point, that yod point. Mars also just a few days ago. And it was a really tough point for a lot of us, a lot of people. If you go back last week, I can tell you the date, but I don't want to take my time to do that yet. But if I went back in time, I think I can actually, it wasn't that long ago, Mars hit 0 when Mars first went into Scorpio, and I can find it. It's not a big deal. But if you look back at that time, and I will find it for you, but let me do that in a minute. Okay, I said in a minute. Here's the book. So let me just look real quick. Mars went in Scorpio, right here on the 22nd of September. So I don't know if you can remember back that far, but if you look back at the 22nd of December, that was an intense time. It was after Charlie Kirk's assassination, which was the 11th. So 11 days later, I mean, the world was still reeling and there were other shootings. I mean, it was a lot of stuff. So now we're having Mercury there in that same place. And now it's happening on a full moon in Aries. A full moon that's asking you to bring the higher octave of inspiration here. Now, Mars rules Aries, like we said. It's in Scorpio. I think things are going to get uncovered. I think we're going to see some truth. Now, is your truth that you're hoping to be uncovered some deep, dark secret mystery some conspiracy that you're hoping that you go, aha? Or is it a deep, dark realization that maybe you're not abandoned spiritually? I mean, I don't know. But maybe some of us lost our way. Maybe some of us lost our way to remembering what peace looks like, what safety looks like, what safety feels like. Have you? Because I know I'm hearing it a lot from people, afraid. A lot of truths get uncovered. A lot of things happen that people don't know why. And then they start making their conclusions, accurate or not. And then we live by those conclusions because we're so sure. And I'm notorious for this. We're so sure that this is the thing that's happened. That now, again, my confirmation bias thing, we're going to make sure it's proven everywhere we look. This full moon is our chance to ask for the wisdom of Aries, to burn off the things that make us want to go to war, to burn off the things that make us feel unsafe, to leap us into this sort of, instead of being the warrior, Aries like going to war, it could be the Aries that encourages hope. Have you ever had an Aries friend who encourages you, who really is for you? When an Aries is great is when you are being victimized, when you are the person hurt, when you are really being mistreated, and Aries will go beat the hell out of the person who did it to you or the thing or the event. That Aries inspiration can be magical, but now it's yours. It's ours today. So I wanted you to be aware of the yod, because that yod is quirky and it's unusual, and it can add to this sort of mystery and this sort of sense of unease, okay? And it's very fleeting. It's just a couple days long. And then we move into this grand trine, this amazing flow of energy. And I want you to pay attention, particularly during this Scorpio time period when the Mercury and the moon, because Mercury and Mars are going to come together too in Scorpio. We're going to uncover a lot of things in this cycle. I mean, Halloween, up to Halloween is going to be an amazing time. But right now, we have a few things to celebrate. Now, let me see how you guys are doing. I'm going to bring the chart back up and see how you guys are doing in the meantime. Hi, Liz. Thanks for being here. Hippie Witch says, super excited. This is Audra, right? Yeah. I tried replacing the fear with curiosity and amusement, and it works. Good, good. Oh, what a lovely thing to do. Yeah, because what does fear do, you guys? We can be afraid of anything. Fear is easy to come by. Promise you, in droves. We have it. We can offer it. When I read the astrological things, I listen to people astrologically. It's like fear, and people feel comforted when they read something that scares them, that is already matching the fear inside of them, because guess what they get to do? They project that fear onto what they're listening to. So it's out here. It's coming out here. This person agrees with me. Shelly, thanks for coming. That's awesome. Hi, Terry. Terry says passion. Aries moon connects with passion. Feel it. Yes, it's so about passion. That fiery energy brings us up, leaps us forward, and I'm bringing the chart. I'm changing the chart here real quick. So that Aries energy does bring passion, but it also, the passion can be directed. You can be passionately angry and passionately hate and passionately be afraid, all those things. And we can also, I'm not saying you not to be. I'm not trying to tell you what to feel. I'm trying to tell you that you have a choice in how you feel it. And I'm telling you, when I go look on the internet for what is going on during this time period, I can find more, 99.9% of people telling me why I should be afraid. And I also know when I tell you not to be afraid, that you can start perceiving me as the enemy. I mean, I told you, I get letters that my way of thinking is dangerous because it tells people to not be concerned. It tells people to not be, you can be as concerned as you want to be. I'm asking you to give your body, your emotional body, a break, a sauna, a moment, because out here, I've said this for years, is designed to be scary. It's designed to keep your interest outside of everything except the one thing that matters, is your connection this way. And some of you don't want that connection. I get it. I noticed that there are some wild predictions for October on social media right now. I was going to do a review of them, Pamela. There's so many of them. Thank you, Carla. Big hugs back to you. I was going to do a review and my morning moments. And we have about, like I told you last week how YouTube said goodbye, 30-day break. So we have about 3 more weeks before I can open up memberships again and have a personal talk with you. And that way, so you guys, just the update is like, they're making me wait 30 days because they think I did something. No, I did do something, but I don't want to get into it. You watch last week, you'll see what I did. I just changed my account from business to personal, and they said, okay, you can't, we had it all set up this way. Now we got to change it this way. And it takes 32 days because they're idiots. I'm sorry. They're idiots. I can't say it any other way. And I'm no one to call, no one to talk to, no one. It's just like, there's too many people to manage it. I understand, but so cut me off, whatever. Thank you, Lori. That's so sweet. She said, I'm about as scary as a teddy bear. I can be scary. I got a lot of Scorpio in me. But what gets me, you guys, is when I don't jump on the fear bandwagon, it's easy in this time period for me to be seen as the enemy. And I've watched it. I've watched people do it. They want me afraid with them. They want that if I'm not on their team, I'm against them. If I'm not that kind of thing. Just be careful about that in your own worlds. I get it. I am so grateful that I can hear the whole thing. And I'm certain there's still things I don't want to hear or that I block or that, I might argue about. But for the most part, I'm hearing like voices all over. I'm hearing not my inner voices. I'm listening to all the voices, all the news things, all the political things, all the environmental things. And I'm open. I'm letting it in. But I'm not losing this. I'm not losing the connection inside. Listen, at some point, do you know how many people we know and love will face something that before we do? Like I have a friend now dealing with cancer and whose adopted sister is dealing with death. And it goes on and it goes on. And it's like, what is that? Is that what it takes to get you to stop? To bring it home a little bit? to take a minute and say, thank God, thank whoever, thank God, thank the universe, thank whatever, and it's like without unapologetically using what you have to say, whoa, I have been way out there. I mean, I had a friend over yesterday, a friend of a friend, terrified of what's going on in the world. Terrified. Do you think I'm going to say pray to God and it's going to mean anything? You say, I'm not afraid. It's okay. And let me hear what your fears are. And you let them have their fears. I'm not going to change anybody's mind. That is the first step of peace. I don't want to. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to change their mind. I want to remind them there might be another choice they could make. That's all. I learned recently, you don't try to change an opinion. But by example, if I don't look afraid, if I still like my life, if I still can come up with a joke here and there, and I have things that I'm passionate about, don't get me wrong. I have things I'm passionate about having out in the world. But I'm not letting it destroy the fabric. I'm not letting it take this away. Because there are things I know we're going to face in the world, in our personal lives. The only thing about the joy of my little boys bring me. And how, like 4 years into this adventure with them, I speak plain English to them. I can't wait to share videos with you, but how it's such perfect communication. It's such perfect love. And, it's like how grateful I am for that. I don't want that infiltrated by somebody out here telling me how bad it is. How we're on a handbasket to hell. What is it? To hell in a handbasket. I listen because I want to know why you actually think that. And then you go cherry pick all the information that you confirmation biased to believe it. And there's your evidence. It's like, okay, I got it. I got how you put that together. That's awesome. That's brilliant. Doesn't matter because I know they put it together already. They already put it together. They don't have to prove it to me. Because what's the thing? We don't change minds. We maybe ask better questions, and maybe we get a question up in them because I'm acting in a way that isn't hysterical or upset, or maybe I am upset. Maybe they need to hear. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is, did you lose it in here? And Aries is asking, can we bust through? Aries passion, like what a better sign to have a passion to burn through your spiritual connection. Every spiritual metaphor biblically had to do with a bush burning or a fire burning, heads burning. Okay, let me see what y'all are saying. So true. I have become the bad guy for saying the same things you're talking about. So much fear. I feel compassion for them and move on with a big sigh. Yeah, absolutely. There's it is no mark of success to be in alignment with collective fear. Oh, you guys, so good. And yet we can't judge them because it is us too. We put together our realities. That's what we do. We put together our realities based on the things we pick. But the more open you are, I can't tell you how many people I say, I have this source that I trust. Okay. Well, okay. And I have this source, millions of sources that I trust that I'm listening to, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You've put it together. You have it. That's your reality. You're doing it. That's how you are doing it. Okay. Anybody. But when I listen to astrologers promote fear, talk about how scary this upcoming stuff is. That's why I wanted to introduce the yod to you. You can see it as terrible. You can see it as one of the most successful things that ever happened to you. But if you know it's existing, if you know this thing is existing, this finger of God aspect is supposed to be really important, let's watch. What if you hit the lottery today? You're going to freaking love yods for the rest of your life. And it all comes back to taking that moment to grab your gratitude. But don't name it. Don't name your gratitude. Go to grab the gratitude. Go start, grab, and then stop and feel that in your belly. Because let me tell you, you don't want an event out here, personal or political or anything, to be the thing that calls your attention fully over. You want to be ready by being at peace in here as much as you can. Let people have their fear. It's fine. I don't go after those astrologers. I laugh. I'm like, okay, there's a ton of them who show you what they believe and how they put together their reality. And there's not a drop of objectivity in any of it. There might be some out there. There are some that are objective and don't have an opinion except for this is what history has said. And I love that. So when I show you these things, I'm showing you because it's like we have this hopeful anticipation, because I get very excited about these things. I know that we're going to be okay. I know we're going to be okay. But I wanted to show you the yacht. I wanted to show you the full moon. If you are a fire sign, if you're an Aries, a Leo, a Sag, this is a time for you to blow that up, to really realize your purpose here. And I do think if you're a fire sign, sun, moon, or rising, one of the purposes you have is that inspiration, is to blow through the BS. And you guys, more than any other sign, realize that your truth isn't here. That's the gift of fire. That's why fire burns shit. You know what I mean? Fire transforms it. The whole metaphor for fire is to get us above the fray of the physical. And how does it do that? Well, it does it by belief in something bigger, being more magnanimous, like this thing. Like, notice Leo, Sag, and Aries, what they have in common. When they're good, when they're feeling it, when they are like, ooh, you want to follow them. I watch it in so many of the fire signs around me. There's this sort of like, they've moved. They don't want you grabbing onto them, though. They'll burn your ass. But you can follow them. You can follow them. You can learn from them. You can ask for a little tidbit of wisdom. You can watch what they do when they're in that moment. And guess what? We all have fire in our charts. We all have Leo. We all have Aries. We all have Sag. And that aspect, that's a grand shrine in our chart that we can tap into to pull that energy up, and that full moon ignites it. The fire in all of us. Watching fire signs do it is amazing. Y'all seen a Leo when a Leo's full of you and loving you and holding you? It's rare getting them Leos thinking about something else. But when they do it, it's like, ooh, thank you. That feels so good. They like unashamedly love on you. And so it sort of comes out of the blue. Now, air signs, you all have this grand, you have a grand trine of air happening with the sun, with Uranus and Pluto. And I got to put Pluto in the chart. But and I should flip this so you see, let me see if this works. Let me see if I have it set up right. May not. So yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. So the air signs, I'm going to put Pluto in here real quick. So there's Pluto. So now we have air happening with Pluto trining Uranus and the sun. It just had a big grand trine, so the sun's pulled away a little bit, but we still have that trine energy. Now, what's air mean when it's in that flow? That's wisdom. So you have the inspiration of fire. You have this wisdom together, like blowing wisdom into the fire. That fire, what happens when fire experiences air? It doesn't get smaller. It doesn't get smaller. There's a ton of inspiration here, which means there's a ton for us to be celebrating right now, even in the world. There's a lot of things to be happy about. There's a lot of things to be grateful for. Yes, we know there's crap in the world. But awareness, being aware of the other atrocities that are happening is brilliant. Everywhere. Because it brings an awareness, and then the fire can spread, and the inspiration can spread, and the hope can spread. What are the earth signs doing? Well, the earth signs are opposite what element? Y'all know what element is opposite earth for real? It's fire. Earth signs are, let me get them in here. I think we only have one in the sky right now, and that is Venus. Let me make sure. There's Venus. And yeah, look, poor little earth signs. You guys got Venus and Virgo. So what that's saying is to appreciate the finer things, to appreciate the little details, the little things in life. Venus is bringing you that. And because you're using fire to motivate, which there's more fire in the air now because of the full moon, you guys get a chance to sort of use that fire to lift you more than any other sign. Like what are we always telling Tauruses? Put a fire under your butt, right? Light a fire under it. Well, now you get a chance to. But also, Mars, Mercury, they're in water. We're going to show you Jupiter here in water too. Earth signs get all that benefit of all that sort of compatibility. And so Earth signs, you guys, wherever this Venus lands for you, that's what I keep telling you in my shorts. You're sorting something out. You're refining something in a big way, and you get to use this full moon to do that. Let me see how you are doing. That's right. Okay. Yeah, no, we're good. And let me add in Jupiter. Now we have water at 23. Mercury's not going to be in water. Mars is going to be in water. Saturn, I'm going to put Saturn in there. Saturn's in water. Water signs, y'all are in the flow. You can do this. You can do this. You're getting Mars's help. As Mars gets later into the degrees, you're going to see this motion, this movement. And what is water movement? Well, where air and fire are this inspirational movement, this is the feeling, the emotional movement. This is the wisdom that comes from the belly. This is the stuff that psychics can't explain. Okay, it's not coming from logic and mathematics and what you read. It's coming from some other aha experience that is lower in the belly, but your mind gets it, right? So it looks like it's coming up here, but it's really your belly. Water signs this week particularly, and the upcoming week ahead when Mars gets later into the sign of Scorpio, is like your time to manifest and move. And this Aries moon is activating that point in your chart so that we have 2 weeks before the new moon comes up. And I believe the new moon might be an eclipse. We'll know that later. I wasn't prepared to talk about the new moon, so I'm not going to do that yet. We'll talk about it next week. But that cycle is an important one to remember. So now what happens after the full moon for everybody? After the full moon for everybody, we lose light. Okay? The release cycle begins. This is your chance to, I have a very stiff neck. If y'all haven't noticed, it's so stiff. I'm working on it. But sometimes if I had a really stiff night, I have to turn my whole body to look at the clock. But I'm working on it. You'll see it'll get better and better over time. As we lose light of the full moon, we're releasing cycle. So I know it sounds silly, but this is a time where if you were going to let go of something that has to do with a worry, a fear, weight, a habit that you'd like to change. So if you're, for example, a Scorpio rising, that energy is going to be all about your, wait a minute, let me make sure. Yeah, I still have it. I wanted to move the chart one thing at a time, and there we go. I got it. If you're an Aries, if you're a Scorpio rising, it's your ritual. It's everything that's going to be about, you have an opportunity to change diet, change habits, that kind of thing. If you are a Sag rising, here it comes, that's going to be, the moon is landing in that fifth house of play. It's part of that grand trine energy. And I went over it last week, so I don't want to go like too much about it today, but I'll do it really quickly. The Capricorns, you guys, that Aries moon is going to be your fourth house. And I did that on my moment video today, but it's at the lowest part of your chart energetically, because we put Capricorn at the top, and that's like your home and your family, and looking at what needs to change and what things can you bring inside internally, because home is also can do with ancestors as well, but because it's very traditional. But what's going on in the home that needs your inspiration and approval? And Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon, Aquarius sun, it's absolutely about your siblings and about your immediate environment, things like that. What are you reading? What are you teaching? If you're writing, this is the time to get that inspiration going and removing, remember, release of the full moon light, any obstacles to the things you want to achieve. Yeah, Shelly's ready for some movement. I know, you guys, I'm ready too. Because this Aries moon, this is like fire energy. This is this, like Terry said, the passion that goes under you. Pisces, your self-esteem is critical. Where have you lost it? Are you tied into somebody that's stealing your self-esteem from you? And that can't really happen. You have to give it to them to take. Pull it back. Do that thing where you see yourself, all the cords out of you, all the love, all the connections. Clean that room inside. You build them right back as soon as you're done. But take a minute and see where you're feeling. How are you? Like literally burn through some of the cords that are holding you in. Aries, you guys, time to leap forward, time to really push. What is it you believe in? What is it that you want to see? What is it you have that you'd like to do? And then remove those obstacles. Like, stop putting things off and stop leaping away from what you consider to be responsibilities and duties. Like, stop. Taurus, this is a chance for you. Look around you at the people around you. I bet they're all active and they're all moving. Use that as inspiration and movement for yourself. Like, what is it that they're telling you? Use the world out here as a metaphor. It works during this cycle for real. Gemini, yours is about this, what am I doing with my life energy? What am I doing in this sort of phase of my life where I've done my career? And if you're old enough, you've done your career and you're ready to retire, or you haven't quite really established the career that identifies you yet, find that out. What is it that you want to be talked about? What do you want to do? What do you want to identify with? This is such an important time to get that answered. Cancers, again, top of the chart, your relationships to the matriarch, to mother, to what it is you're putting out in the world and how you want to be seen in the world. What is it in integrity with who you are? Change it if it isn't. You're getting all the support in the world to have that happen. Use it. Leos, wisdom, learn something. Keep your information in your head moving. Keep it fluid. You have something to share. And this moon can activate that for you, especially with Mercury going into Scorpio. Virgos, whatever secret you're holding, whatever thing you think you aren't saying, we're seeing it, we're reading it. Time for you to speak up, tell the truth. Venus is on your side. You can have this any way you want it. Use it. Again, use this moon to start that up. Libras, relationally, anything that isn't working for you, burn it off and get ready for some new folks to come in, because this is a cycle of letting go of the things that have burdened you, that have not worked for you. Bring it home, man. It is, I'm so ready for you to do that. And that is it around the wheel. Let me see how y'all are doing. VJ, October 14th. Oh, happy birthday, buddy. Will my promotion take place in the near future? Okay, October 14th, 73. Okay, I can't run the whole thing, VJ. Kat was coming up and she may do some readings. I think Kat's back, you guys. She'll be here. I'm going to put her address in the window. So, VJ, I have complete faith that if you want this thing, you'll get it because it's on your mind. But this is where manifestation matters. What you manifest, what you want, keep your mind clear, see it, feel it, do it. You know, when I wanted a job so bad, I told everybody, I got it. You know why? Because I wanted everyone to see me there. And I used their mind of visualization to get me in the job. And it worked. I was so thrilled. So use that power that you have as a Libra to move things. This is a very powerful time to be of air sign. They got that grand trine going. I think you can do this. Venus is going into Libra in about 10 days. So I think that's going to be a part of another thing that happens. A lot of luck coming your way, VJ. I'm really excited for you. Breathing. Okay, you guys. I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to put Kat's show up here on the address because I want you all to stay tuned for her. She is back. She has been on vacation. She's dangerous. She's rested. Kat rested. Okay, and it's interesting. I got you. Okay, listen. Happy full moon. Bless you so much for all you do. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. You guys are rock stars in my life. Stay happy. Don't get weird. Don't get weird with this Mercury thing. Stay positive. Do your gratitude exercises. And here, let me see. This is Kat's address. I'm putting it on the screen. That's the backyard as we sign out. Thank you for everything you do. I'll be talking to you quite soon, I'm sure.